All right, hello, Aubrey here, and today, welcome in. We are trying out Prologue Go Wayback. So we're actually looking at the beta of this game. If you're not familiar with it, the game is developed by Player Unknown, so PUBG, and to me, it's more of like an atmospheric walking survival game. They say it is a single-player open-world emergent survival roguelike, where every journey is unique. And so essentially once you start up the game, you get a new map generated. So your playthrough is going to be different every single time. So you traverse a new wilderness that's generated for you every time you play. Chart your path, overcome the elements, and write your own story of exploration. Hi Felicia, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well tonight. Okay. And full disclosure, I did play this yesterday, so I actually wish I had recorded yesterday. I played two kind of try to get my feet under me, trying to figure out what was going on. And then the third one, I made it to the objective, which we'll cover in a second. So essentially this is kind of a new thing that they added where it's got the tips. And again, this is beta, so they're definitely doing constant improvements, and hopefully once they get into early access, it'll be even better. But oh, you can't see chat? Oh no, you lost another trainee? I'm so sorry. Does it make things a little bit quieter but then also more hectic for you? All right, so we're going to be starting out in our starting cabin. It's going to have everything that we need, so let's just go ahead and get going. Boop. Let me know if the game sounds are a little bit loud. Lucy, get to the weather tower. All right, so we are Lucy, and we are trying to get to the weather tower. All right, so we are in this cabin here. And take a look outside. It's a little bit foggy. Over here we've got a generator. We've got some windows. I'm just going to close these up really quick. Grab a hammer. Why not? Okay, and look, we're leaving footprints. I love it. It's so cute. Okay. Closing the door. Close. So, first off, we've got stuff to light a fire. Now, when they originally opened the beta testing, I think they had a flint and steel, which I kind of wish they still had because I prefer that. But, I mean, we'll take what we can get. Okay, so we're going to light a fire. I'm actually going to stick that back down for now. And then I'm probably going to stick the hammer down also. Okay, so let's pick up. We've got stuff over here, our flashlight. And there's also a torch right here. Or a lamp. I guess technically a flashlight's like a torch, right? Had to go out and come back in. Oh, okay. Well, welcome back. So here is kind of a topographical map of the area. We're going to go ahead and pick that up, see where we are, see where we're trying to go. Okay. Oop. So we are that little dot kind of in the bottom right. It looks like if we go straight north, we'll hit a river, which is pretty nice. It doesn't seem to be too bad mountainous. Hey Warren, new game already. Well, so this is a beta. I'm just going to play it for tonight because I was kind of feeling like something a little more, I wouldn't say chill, but more, I guess, kind of chill. So I think what we're going to try to do is head north, cross the river, get to the second river, and then just follow that west. I think that's probably going to be our plan. We'll see how it goes. Okay. So in order to find north, we need our compass. And we also, let's see. Oh yes, the cook pot is on. So I'm going to go ahead and make some food. We got some food cooking. And have I played Story of Seasons? No, I haven't. I've not played Story of Seasons. Okay, so that one's done. We're gonna grab some more. cook this up also. So basically the things you have to watch out for in this game is your water levels, your food levels, and your temperature. We're running a little bit hot because I started the fire, but I would rather be hot before we get going. We have a drawstring backpack right now. Hey, Scott. Oh, yes. I see that would definitely be a thing. Like, if you are not planning ahead, it's going to be really easy to get in over your head with, like, the weather and all that stuff. Oh. Then we've got... It's under 4. Oh, no. That was my water. Okay. Let's put the water up here. And the radio here. And let's see. I forgot how to do this. Turn it on. Oh, there we go. Alright, I'm going to turn the volume down a little bit. Okay, can you guys still kind of hear the music, but it's not like too bad? And we're actually going to grab those in a second. Let's finish looting really quick. This almost feels like Boys of Summer, no? Seems good? Alright, cool. Thank you, thank you. Alright, let's just make sure there's nothing else in here. Hey Kelpie, how you doing? Nobody on the road. Nobody in the streets. Somewhere in the summer's out of reach. See, I was thinking like early 2000s, but yeah, it could be 80s also. They both kind of have that like similar. Alright. Let me just make sure I grab my matches. I'm probably not going to be able to pick up the hammer. Yeah, I don't have enough space. Okay. Oh, jacket. Jacket's very important. More drawers. Boom. Okay. Last 2 days you're supposed to have 2 people. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this under our arm. I know it's a hot pot, but we got it. Take this under our arm. I'm gonna grab some of this just to hold it in my bag. Yeah, I got plenty of space for all this little junk. Alright, and we're gonna go outside. Oh wow, so much wood. Grab some more wood. Grab some sticks. Oops, not that. Okay, so we got 8 things under our arm. Perfect. Turn this off because we don't need it on. It's cold out here, huh? Okay, I think that's everything we want to take. I don't know if I should take this. Nah. Alright. So, we were going north, right? Alright, let's go. So one of the reasons I wanted to play this game is because like the atmosphere is so cool. And I actually have a little bit of like survival training. Ooh, hi, mushrooms. Eat. And so like it's kind of nice to be able to use some of the like map reading skills and stuff that I used to have. Yeah, I do have the water ball, yeah, okay. Oh, are you having like morning sickness issues, but only night. Just food issues in general. Sorry to hear that, Felicia. So how was everybody's weekend going? Ooh, I think I'm stuck on this. Alright, let me get off that. Bum, 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 bum. So, oh, okay. It's been a good weekend. You got nothing. I mean, sometimes that's the best, right? So sometimes when I'm climbing over things in this game, it does that like weird camera angle, so I apologize if it's making anybody a little motion sick. It does it to me too. Weekend is great. Nice. Kelby, how was the, I want to say Comic-Con convention? Made a sale? Oh, awesome. That's so great to hear. Did you sell the big boy? Okay, here is mud that we're coming up to. Doesn't look like I can really go around it, so we're just gonna hop over it a little bit so it doesn't slosh us down too much. Oh, tired from barking dogs. I'm sorry. I am also tired, but it's my own fault because this game is in beta and you can't save your game. So like you have to like do it all in one sitting. So last night I did like my first two and it was like 30 minutes because I ran into like this cliff and I like fell down half of it and I was like, yeah, you know, I probably made some really bad mistakes at the beginning. Let's restart. So I restarted. I got to a spot where there's a bunch of rocks by the water and I fell into the rocks and I could not get out. Like I was trapped. And so I was like, oh, okay, well, that's not gonna work so well, is it? And so I had to restart. Hey, Takipa, how you doing? Oh, you hope you sell them tomorrow? So you're doing that all weekend? That's exciting. And my goal really while I'm running through here, aside from just chatting with everybody and keeping the mood up with the pumping music, is to make sure I maintain my food and water. Oh, mud. Oh, you hit the farmer's market. That's awesome, Warren. Oh,
this afternoon's
weather update.
Is bright and open skies.
Nice.
With chances of calm breeze.
Calm breeze, that's what we like to hear.
Temperatures.
Ooh.
Good luck.
Carrots, we found carrots in an old car. Interesting. I've never come across one of these yet. A lot of carrots around it though. We're just gonna grab some carrots for later. Oh, I guess we're done grabbing carrots. Let's eat them. Alright, we are completely full. Oh, there's a place we can go to. Let's move this here. Yeah, we don't need that. I'm gonna grab another carrot. Okay, so we found our first POI. So point of interest. Nice little house. I guess we don't need this anymore. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot to grab circuit breakers from the last place. That's okay. This place doesn't have anything anyways. A clock. What is this? Oops. Inspect. A pillow? I can take a pillow? Why would I take a pillow? Okay, well. Anyways. Interesting picture on the edge there. Is there another, like, side over here? Oh, yep, here we go. What is this? Old food. I don't really want spam. Spoilt. Spoilt. What you got? A hat. We're gonna take that hat. And socks. I think that might be what we're wearing already. Hey, Parshath. How are you? Basic socks. Insulation 8. Yeah, so they're the same. And these are spoiled, and I don't really want nuts. Oh, nuts. Books. And spoiled. And kibble. Do I have space for it? Signs point to no. Oh well. We are going to grab another carrot, though. Writing a collection of poems. Nice. That's exciting. Alright, we need to make sure we're heading north. Number 3. There we go. I think I went a little bit east, so I'm just going to correct a little west. Grab another carrot. So this is like the grasslands. Oh, look, we can see so well because it's so nice today. There's another POI over there. Oh, this is so pretty. So according to the map, I'd say we are coming up on that little fork. Is that it? We're in the grasslands. We're coming up, yeah. So looking good. I guess we don't really need the compass out right now. Just gonna go loot some places. Hopefully they'll have some more gear for us, and then I probably should stop and make a fire someplace and warm up a little bit, just so we can keep going with some warmth. Okay, this is an backpack. Backpack. What are you? A basic jacket. I think that's what we're wearing. All right, you though. You, my friend. So much room for activities. All right. Jacket. Basic jacket. Yep. Okay. Debating if I should take this with me. I'd have to drop a stick for it. I guess I can though. Alright. Just in case we need something else to hold things. And while we're still here, I should grab more carrots if I see any. Well, this is actually a really good start. No storms or anything. You guys haven't seen the craziness that this game brings. It is going to start getting night here pretty soon, so hopefully we can make it over to that POI before it gets dark. What are you doing? What are you doing, Carrot? I eat you. One thing I'm not the biggest fan of is that all of these rivers have this, like, this going on. The rocks. Not a fan of the big rocks. It is definitely getting dark. Oh, and mud. Alright, so here is the river. I think we're going to continue north here, so we only have to cross it once. I might actually just head for that POI for the night and warm up. No, it's like nothing. Eh, that's okay. Nothing is better than nothing. There's already like a little fire started here. That's perfect. Okay. What's this? Just some basic jackets. And then matches. What are you? Soda. I will drink that.
It's time for another weather update. This evening, we can expect light precipitation with chances of light to moderate rain and temperatures around 4 degrees Celsius. Good luck.
Basic pants. Ooh, more matches. I can't seem to pick them up though? Okay. Are you sure I can't pick these up? Candle. Alright, I think we have basic pants on. Yeah. 10 insulation. So yeah, they're the exact same. Drink our water. We're going to want to refill this. I think the sun's coming out, which is perfect. Anything in here? No. Okay, that should be warm enough. Let's go ahead and get moving. A few more carrots just to top us off. I hate the mud. Icky, sticky mud. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, I think we might actually be able to just cross right here without getting wet. That's nice. And it should be low enough that we can fill up our bottle and also drink. Okay. Not too bad. Oh, which were they? Oh goodness. I'm guessing in game. So you got some frogs around you? Cute. Yummy. Carrots. Okay. Double check where we are at. Yeah, so we want to just keep going north, and then we're gonna hit another river. Sounds good. North is that way. I kind of don't like leaving the river, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Oh, interesting. So frogs head into the pools? That's pretty neat. Well, I don't know if that's neat. Saving the frogs are getting stuck. Oh yeah. Hopefully they're all able to get out. Now it said there was a slight chance of rain tonight, so we might end up getting wet, which is one of the reasons why I decided to make sure we warmed up before we took off again. Oh, okay, thank goodness, Scott. Did they tell you, like, that was a problem? This is lovely. Not like I'd want to make a summer home here or anything, but the trees are quite nice. Oh wow. Okay, there's mud over here. Usually when there's mud, there's like a POI. I don't see anything though. Is the sun coming up? It's hard to tell. Yeah. Is that a house up there? No, I think that might just be rocks. 3. Oh, yeah. Like, we're off course a little bit. That's okay. Either way, we're gonna run into the river. I was kind of hoping to hit that big POI before we did. But if you do end up playing this game, I would highly recommend not counting on the interest points marked, the black spots marked. Oh, okay. Can't climb up that? Okay. Noted. Because there are some that are not on the map, and so like you might be at one and you think it's one, but it's actually just something that's not listed. So if you're going to be navigating, I would definitely recommend navigating based on things that are like rivers and stuff.
This morning's weather forecast is heavy foggy conditions with chances of low and dense clouds and temperatures around 7 degrees Celsius. Good luck.
Okay. 7 degrees Celsius, not too bad. Not too bad. Most of our year is rated for 10 degrees, I believe. Dun, dun, dun. So I like that the music like changes up. There's also like the Walkman you can pick up, and you can find like cassettes laying around. It's pretty neat. Okay, this might be mud. No. Yeah, this fog is going to make it really difficult to see any houses or cabins. Just picturing her running through the forest with this hammer and wood underneath her arms. Oh, there's the mud. Lots of mud. But yeah, I think unless we like walk right into a house or a cabin, we're just gonna miss it. Which is fine. These rocks are teasing me. They're like the right height. So has anybody ever been lost out in the wilderness? And if so, what did you do? Find your way back. Ooh, is that something? Or is that stone? Rocks. Might be rocks. Ooh, what's that? Huh. Okay. I think they forgot to build the house. Really hope that's not the cabin I'm looking for. Sometimes like these smallest twigs stop me. Yeah, cabin right about now would be pretty good. So if I was doing a video, like an actual, like edited video on this, I would probably chop all this whole part out. The walking simulator. Ooh, I think we found the river. Yep, we did. Okay, wow. Alright. So, from here, yeah, we're gonna follow it. I wonder which part of the river this is. Because we want to come up on that little, do we want to follow the big river? Do we follow it all the way up to the north, or do we follow the little trail up? I think we do the little one. We want to get in between the two rivers. So we're going to wait until this one V's again. And we will stop from there. Yeah. Oh, but while we're at the river, let's Let's get a drink, refill up our water, do all that fun stuff, if we can. This one might be a little bit too big here. Yeah, this is kind of a big river. Guess we'll wait. And I'm just gonna kind of run next to the river and see if I can find a building as I go. It'd be a lot easier to see if there wasn't so much fog. Is that one? I think that might be one. It's a little one, but it'll do. What is this? A leather backpack. Ooh. I like that. I like that one. Heck yeah. What's here? Oh, it's a cassette. Like, what is that? Yeah, we might as well just start a little fire really quick. We can go here. Log. Log. Couple of those. Some of that. Nope. Not quite close enough. Oh, we got it. It's okay. Alright. We're gonna get a little bit warmer. I guess I can drink my water. Eat some carrots. I really wish we'd find like another cabin somewhere, but oh well. Alright, we're pretty warm. Trucking along. Check how the river is doing now. Still really big. Yeah, I don't think I want to try to get down there. I just want to double check that we are in fact going west. Yeah, basically. Okay. This is cool. I love these rock formations. So I think before we might have not filled up our water bottle. I think I might have hit the wrong button. Oh, cute little teepee, temporary shelter.
This afternoon's weather forecast is dense fog, with chances of high humidity and low visibility, and temperatures around 7 degrees Celsius. Goodbye.
Wonderful. So the one that I did last night that I actually reached the weather tower, my start, it was a torrential downpour. It was ridiculous. And then it turned into a blizzard, and then the roof blew off my cabin. And yeah, it was pretty nuts. I stayed in the beginning cabin for like way longer than I should have, because I was just like, this is crazy outside. And then I get into this game and it's like, oh, there's just a little fog. You're fine. You guys are probably thinking, oh, this game's not bad. Where's the challenge? But boy, it's coming. Don't worry. Honestly, I think half the challenge of this game is just figuring out how to navigate, and like if you're not familiar with the reading topographical maps, like learning that. How are we doing on? Oh yeah. Okay. This is a nice place that I can get some water. Oh, please don't get into the stones. Okay, are you running water? Can I reach you? Hello? Come on. I'll have to find a different spot. I only hear running water. Maybe it's just like really low. Oh, there we go. Alright, let's try to actually fill up our water this time. Okay, it's full. Yeah, I guess if that's your start, that's pretty intense. Alright, so I wonder if these out here, maybe we should continue following, like being on the river just to see what it does. It's kind of like a dangerous place to go, but bit bees. No, I kind of want to go to the other side. I'll watch from up here. We should probably get off the rocks. Yeah. Is this mud? Like muddy snow? It's like slush. So slushy. Okay, we'll just keep next to the river. It's getting cold though. Snow. So this is like the biome that you saw.
Attention, this is a severe weather advisory. A severe blizzard event is unfolding in your area. Seek indoor shelter and stay away from windows and doors. Secure any items that can become projectile. Keep warm and secure provisions.
Dude, I would love to. But I do not see a shelter anywhere. Unless that's one over there. Is that one? Is that a rock? We're in the mud. All of these rocks are like the perfect height for being shelter. Come on, girlie, you got this. What? Is that? No. It's just more rocks. Is this sheep seeking shelter? I wonder if I can start a fire here. If I just keep booking it. Like a little protected in here, right? Oh gosh, we're getting really cold.
It's time for another weather update. This
Yeah.
evening, you can expect snow with chances of extreme winds
Great.
and temperatures below -3 degrees Celsius.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you for the update. I'm torn between like stopping in here. Oh goodness. We're like in the mud. We're getting too cold. Alright, let's see if we can start a fire somewhere. It's like marginally sheltered. I didn't stick these close enough. Oh shoot, I didn't stick them close enough. Yep, I hear you, girlie, I hear you. Come on. No. Oh, this is gonna be it. Alright, well. And so it ends. Where were all the cabins? Watch, there's one like right over here. Brutal. Yeah, we literally found like no cabins. That was rough. How have I not died of hypothermia? There we go. Alright. Show data, sure. Alright, well, the elements got us. That stinking blizzard just came up out of nowhere. Alright, so a full playthrough does take about like 2 to 3 hours to get to the full location, so I don't have time to like really do another one, because if we got a good one going, it'd be like midnight, which is why I ended up staying up too late last night, because I played my third game and then it was all of a sudden midnight. I was like, whoops. So do you guys want to switch over to the Roottrees Are Dead? I don't know how that works with... I would probably have to update the thumbnail, but I kind of want to play the Roottrees Are Dead. Let me see. I don't know that I've even installed it though. Yeah, I haven't installed it. All right, so that is gonna be it then. Okay, I'll see about installing it really quick. Hopefully it doesn't mess up with things. Yeah, how's everybody doing? Were you expecting that that ending? The epic ending? Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and quit this. We might have a little pause as I pull up the next game. I'm sorry if it takes a while. Play them. I don't know what the different options are, so we're just gonna pull that one. And let's make sure that... Oh, that's loud. Hang on one second. Settings. Pull y'all down. Maybe not quite that far down. How about here? Oh, the sax. The sax got me. Your speed making a small Junimo. Nice. Yeah, it downloaded really quick, so... okay. So I haven't looked at this at all. Let me go ahead and edit my title really quick. This is some jazzy music. Have I ever checked out Project Zomboid? I haven't. I have not ever played it, no. I'll have to... Alright, update title. I'm gonna update the description later. Alright, what else am I looking at? Alright. Yeah, it makes sense for a playtest that they don't, like, save it. They don't let you, or that, like, you just die really easy. Warren, I'm confused what you're... enable search all for periodicals. Certain puzzles significantly easier. Yeah. Show evidence intuition. Displays a number of on evidence. Should we take that off? I guess we'll leave it on. Oh, you've been doing a wilderness only challenge. So Scott, I don't know like what the vibe of my channel really is. aside from like, I would say chill, but hey, we just really chilled out with that last game, like super chill. Extra subtitles, good. Keyboard sounds fine. Does anybody have issues with light strobing? We'll keep that font on medium. Okay. Let's go ahead and save those changes. And I'm excited to play this. The Butler County Times. The Roottrees Are Dead. What happened? The plane crashed last night near Pittsburgh. The only passengers were Carl Roottree, his wife Brenda, and their 3 daughters, known as the Roottree Sisters. Carl Roottree was the president of the Roottree Candy Company, and it's not clear who will succeed him. So far, local police are not sure what caused the crash. Oh, there's a crash site. They're calling it one of the most deadly plane crashes in Pennsylvania's history. All passengers and crew perished. Pittsburgh is generally known for pleasant flying conditions, and the weather was not atypical for this time of year. We do not know much at this time, but our sources tell us that local authorities do not suspect terrorism. The crash did not cause any damage, any local property damage, and fortunately, nobody outside the plane was hurt. Funeral plans have not been announced, but you can be sure that the Butler County Times will cover it to the best of our abilities. Spokesperson for the company has asked that people respect the families. I'm gonna go on a limb and say wishes and privacy. Yeah. All right, let's go. The mystery begins. Oh, there's Roottree Mania. This mystery will unlock once you finish the Roottrees Are Dead. So there's like extra mystery. Ooh. Has anybody played this yet? All right, loading. Oh gosh. That brings me back. Lo-fi resource management sort of vibe. Yeah, I guess I don't really do a ton.
The plane that crashed last night just outside of Pittsburgh is now known to have been the private jet of the Roottree Corporation.
Sorry, that was really loud.
Local aviation authorities have speculated, based on the pilot's final communication, that the winter storm and heavy winds played a significant role in the crash. On board were multiple family members, including corporate president Carl Roottree and his daughters, the Roottree Sisters, best known for their fashion lines and modeling careers. There were no survivors. Again, for those of you just joining us, the Rootrees are dead.
Oh, that intro. I'm gonna knock at the door.
I know it's late, but I'm guessing you've seen the news. In addition to dealing with the grief, the Roottree Company's lawyers are scrambling.
Sorry, I'm messing with the sounds a little bit, trying to make sure they're
Anyone
not pinging too high.
Anyone proven to be a blood relative is about to get
She's
much
got like a
richer.
wide range of her
I'm
voice.
here to ensure everyone is accounted for.
Okay.
I've heard
Blood
you're
relatives.
an expert at sorting out complicated family trees. A genealogy genie, as it were.
A genealogy genie. That's pretty nice.
I'm going to give you a quick test. Pass, and I can promise you the job of a lifetime.
Okay. Complete the family tree of the Roottree Sisters. Siblings are in birth order, oldest to youngest. Examine evidence, search the internet for clues, fill in the names, fill in the occupations, fill in the photos. Sleuth. Ooh. Okay. So we've got down here family tree, evidence, PC, home, notebook, and hints. Okay. Let's go to evidence. Got milk picture. The person who hired you gave you this photo with a note attached. This was taken during the shoot for the Roottree Sisters Got Milk ad. I've tracked down a test photo from before they painted the fake mustaches on, which I thought would be more appropriate considering the circumstances. The ad's copy reads, "You might recognize our faces from the magazine you're reading, or you might recognize our name from the candy bar you're eating. Being a Roottree is a full-time job, but so is growing up. And that's why the calcium found in milk is so important. Plus, you can't make chocolate without it." Okay. Oh. You can like click them? What does that say? This portrait what? It flashed for a second. Okay, well. This list was provided to you by the mysterious person who showed up at your door. You'll need it to fill in the family tree. So we got Eloise, Gwyneth Anderson, Deborah. Okay. Oh, keeps going. It keeps going. Okay, so the Roottree sisters are going to be in here. And the men. Okay. So that's all the evidence we have so far. Okay, so let's, oh goodness. Connecting to the internet. Oh. Spider search. Pro tip, you can create notes quickly by highlighting the text with your mouse. Okay. Yeah, right? Oops. Yes, I did mean Roottree. And sisters. The sisters. There are a lot of obituaries that focus on the Roottree sisters' modeling career. We also come across an unofficial Roottree fan site seemingly created by a teenager. It's neon pink with purple text and hard to read until you highlight the words. The young webmaster writes, Raina is the most famous because she's the oldest and got married to TMS. But Riley is the smart one. Rose is a middle child like me. You might think they are rich just because they are models, but their dad is also the president of the candy company, and their mom Brenda is a fashion designer. They do the modeling for her brand Root. I eat Roottree candy all the time. My favorite are maple crisps, and try to dress in plaid Root clothes like Riley does in most of the posters. Someday I want to get my ears pierced like Rose. Okay. So Raina, alright, let's copy. I don't know if that's right. Okay, but we know she is Raina. Okay, and then she is Rose. How's that spelled? R-H-O-S-E. Oh. Nobody on the list with that name. Okay. Oops. Okay. So Riley is the young one. Okay, and she's wearing plaid in the picture. So she's the one in the middle. And she's got her ears pierced. And I think they said Rose has her ears pierced. Okay. So Riley is wearing plaid. Rose has her ears pierced. So this must be Raina. And they said what, they're models? Let's just go with model for all of them. Okay, so we gotta dig into Rose a little bit more. Okay. Rose Roottree is not as popular as her older sister, but very well known. Most of the time, they're lumped together as the Roottree sisters. Okay. Don't have any brand names. Okay, so let's search for that brand Root. It's their fashion. Okay, so that company always has a period. Oops, goodness. the period is part of the name and clothing company. They make clothes for children from toddlers to teenagers, although their website is down. You find countless retail sites attempting to advertise their clothes towards the target audience. One of them has this to say: "You've spied the Roottree sisters looking hella fly on catalogs, magazines, and posters. Now you too can be like Riley, Rose, or Raina." You also come across a website from a collector of clothing catalogs. Apparently, Root. Has released 2 catalogs per year every year since 1984, and Raina appeared on almost all of them. There's only one that the webmaster considers a collector's item enough to mention. It seems that Brenda Roottree, the Roottree sisters' mother, and Root's head designer appeared on one cover holding her daughter Rose in 1985. The site says this was the only time her daughter was ever listed with her birth name, Carly. Ooh. 1 second. Sorry, I've got like a bit of a cough right now, so I'm trying not to cough in. Okay. Ba-boom. So your name is Carly. Well done. These 3 entries are correct and have been locked. So we got the sisters. And oh, there's an additional option. Okay. Booyah. Intrigue already, right?
Sorry to test you, but I had to be sure you could use the internet. Some folks refuse to get with the times. Safe to say, you're hired.
Alright. Yeah, so, I mean, obviously they changed her name to have the RH, right?
The
like her
reward
sisters.
for untangling the family tree is substantial. Life-changing, even. But here's the catch. The Roottrees go way, way back. The family tree's a bit daunting. Most people freak out the first time they see the whole thing. But I'm sure you'll be fine.
Oh gosh, give it to me.
The man who started it was particular about whom he considered family. For your purposes, you only need his direct blood relatives. Anyone related only by marriage is optional. But filling them in can lead to useful discoveries. Lastly, you now have access to some unique websites, plus a list of notable Roottrees. Notable people are easy to find via your search engine, and marked with stars on the family tree. I'm off for now. Carl Roottree had a lot in his office. I'll look for anything useful. I'll return once you identify 6 more blood relatives.
Alright, 6 more. Here we go. Oh. Whoop. Hello? Did you forget something?
Sorry, one last thing. This might sound odd, but if anyone else claiming to represent the Rootrees reaches out,
I never saw you.
I'd appreciate you not mentioning I was here. Thank you, and good luck.
That's funny. Okay. Stars. Salute. Okay, that's kind of adorable. Alright, before the person you hired you returns, every time you get 3 additional blood relatives in the family tree completely correct, name, occupation, and portrait, they'll be locked in. All non-blood relatives and small portraits are optional, but placing them in the tree helps remove extra names and photos. Okay. So, zoom out. Oh goodness. Who did it say she was married to? Let's go look at it again. It was on my internet search. TMS. Who's TMS? Tommy Mark Sheridan. Since the end of Brother Trouble, he's often been on the cover of tabloids. They married in 1987 when she was only 19. He was 23. Oh, scandal. Alright. Tommy Sheridan. Thomas Sheridan. Is that? move? Oh, okay. Oh, alright. We're getting it. We're getting it. Okay, what is this? Top secret. Sudoku and nonogram vibes, yeah. Yes, and it's super cute. Like, I'm really digging the music, and it feels very chill after the last game we just played. You can open this envelope after the whole family tree has been filled in and has 2 names that must be typed in manually. The clues are obscure, have been intentionally hidden in the past, and may even require some leaps in logic. Try to keep an eye out for any inconsistencies. Got it. Okay. Split up. Oh, interesting. Okay. And the stars are notables, which on, was it my list? Oh goodness. The story so far, the Roottree sisters and their parents died in a plane crash on December 6, 1998. The next evening, a shadowy figure appeared at your door. Okay. Oh, we saw that, notable new Rootrees. Brenda is their mother, right? So... Oh, I don't know if she's... I don't know if she's the spouse or the direct bloodline, so I guess we'll wait. You know what? She's probably the spouse. It was... Brenda is a fashion designer. Yes, Brenda is at least Carly's mother. This is true. I think this means that they're married and, like, these children are all of theirs. Okay, let's find Brenda. Brenda White. Is that her maiden name? Brenda White. And he is... Carl Roottree. Let's search him. Spider search. Oh, that was nice. Okay, this game gives you some nice quick things to do. Carl Roottree died in the recent plane crash along with his wife Brenda and their daughters. He was president of the Roottree Candy Company as well as the clothing company Root. And there's a short press release that the Roottree Candy Company released today to news organizations. December 6th is with a heavy heart that we mourn the loss of Carl, Brenda, the Roottree sisters, and the other employees that perished in the terrible tragedy. The entire Roottree family is in shock and requesting privacy at this time. Scott, you're like, that seems fishy. Carl was an incredible man and an unmatched leader. Filling his absence will be difficult and may take considerable time. In the interim, we hope that you join us in looking back fondly on Carl and his family's triumphs and accomplishments. They go on to list some of those accomplishments. One of them seems relevant to your search. Like his great-grandfather before him, Carl earned the highly prestigious Watchman of the Year title. Ooh, okay. So we know that Carl is dad. Carl Roottree, and he's the only one. He's, what was that, president? Oh. Well, he's the last president, right? He was the latest one. We'll go with 5th. And I don't know if we have a picture of him. We gotta find a picture of him. Maybe there's a picture if I search his title? New periodical added. Business Watch magazine is a magazine focused on companies, CEOs, and the economy. They've been around for over 100 years in one form or another and will often write about major changes in management at famous companies. Every year they offer an award to a prominent businessman who has furthered their field. They call this Watchman of the Year. You find through a few searches that 2 Rootrees have been featured as Watchman of the Year: Elias Roottree and Carl Roottree. Business Watch does not host any online archives on any site you can find via spider search. Okay, so Elias is gonna be grandfather then, right? Let's copy. So, dad. This would be Elias then, right? Oh. Okay, well, never mind then. Let's search Carl under periodicals, Business Watch. Okay, Carl Roottree was voted Watchman of the Year. The cover and summary of the article has been added to your evidence. And sorry, I keep having to pause to cough a little bit. 5 piece. Alright, we'll do that in a second. Oh, Carl Roottree. Hello, Carl. What's it say? Once you verify this person, you'll be able to add bonus photos. Oh, cool. Okay. Alright, Carl was chosen not for his work at Roottree Candy, but rather a clothing company, Roots. Before they married, as a fashion consultant. Brenda retired to become a stay-at-home mom, looking for creative outlet. She spent any free time she had at the sewing machine. Raina's new clothes were a hit with the other parents, including Carl's cousin Jim Roottree, notable singer who had a young daughter around the same age as Raina. Word spread. Okay, so Jim Roottree. Oh. Carl's cousin. And daughter. Same age as Arena. Okay. By 1982, Brenda's patterns were being copied. His second cousin, Ernie Jr. This is kind of like creepy music. I'm liking this. 1982. Carl, his second cousin. So wait a second, Carl is a CEO then, isn't he? Or like owner? Let's see. Would he be a CEO? We'll just leave it at 5th president. I don't know, we'll figure that in a bit. Other blood relatives who have a say in the company's finances refuse to fund anything other than candy, so Carl personally spent his entire inheritance to bankroll the clothing company. When the profits began to appear, however, the rest of the family changed their tune. They repaid his investment, and now Root exists under the umbrella of the candy company, and they all benefit. Per tradition and perhaps superstition, new clothes always debuted the way the first ones did. Raina became their catalog's cover model. As she grew, the product line expanded to older kids as well. Her younger sisters were then recruited to show off the baby clothes. Carl was voted Watchman of the Year primarily for his personal gamble and ensuing payoff. Okay. Ongoing coverage of who's in the corporate world. Looks like nothing else in there. Okay. There's that. What's going on with Elias and Gwyneth Roottree? Okay. One person at a time. Let's search Gwyneth first. You find some information on the website for the first Anderson maple farm. There are a few pictures, including a famous picture of Elias and Gwyneth. Before marrying Elias, Gwyneth Roottree was Gwyneth Anderson. To a brother, so his oldest sister, she was to inherit the Anderson maple farm so long as she married. Before Elias took over, the farm produced only syrup. It was supposedly Elias's idea to create candy instead. Their success was not immediate until they decided to combine the maple with other flavors. And this led to 5 pieces, which are still found in stores to this day. Though the Roottree Candy Company expanded well beyond their original farm, it has been preserved as a tourist attraction. According to the website, there are still daily demonstrations and educational tours that show off many of the turn-of-the-century appliances that Gwyneth would have used as a housewife in the early 1900s. So they're the founders? Are they founders? What did they say Gwyneth's name was? I should have taken a note. Was it with an H? Oh goodness. Was it Anderson? Yeah, Gwyneth Anderson. Yeah, Roottree is going to be all of them. Elias? And he was the first president? Oh wait, that's not the top. That's Elias and Gwyneth. Oh my gosh. Oh goodness. That's his son. The music just quit on me. It's like, yeah, girl, what are you even doing? What did they say she was? Housewife. And he's the first president, right? Oh, pictures. Nice little old pictures. Okay, so Gwyneth and Elias. Oh, yay! These 3 entries are correct and have been locked. You've also locked the following optional entries. Okay. Booyah. Okay, so if we know Carl's grandfather? Oh, this one's not going to talk about that. It was... Which one? This one? Oh, like his great-grandfather before him. So that's Elias. That's straight up Elias. Okay. Father, grandfather, great-grandfather. Okay. What were you saying, Scott, about to find out his dad? Alright, let's see what we got. Alright, I guess we just continue on the list and we'll look for Gwyn. Find some information on a website. Oh, okay. Oh, when it was great-grandfather. And see, I was sitting there thinking it was grandfather, so. Alright, you find some information on a website about old films that are not yet available on VHS. The site is not very well organized and the search is broken, but you can get to individual pages from search engine. Gwyn Roottree is a somewhat well-known actress who was active in the 1950s. She often appeared in tabloids, especially around the time of her highly publicized divorce. Her biggest role was the minor hit movie Guys Like Us. She left Hollywood after the flop of Christmas Mission. There is a widely circulated picture of Gwyn from behind the scenes on one of her movies, which you've added to evidence. Did you know trivia? Gwyn was the granddaughter of Elias Roottree, the founder of Roottree Candy. She shouldn't have been named Roottree, but her father took her mother's famous name, which was quite rare in those days. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so Gwyn Roottree, granddaughter of Elias, mother's name Roottree, father not. Let's see. And we got some new evidence from that. There we go. So this is Gwyn. On the notable Roottrees list in your evidence, she'll be marked on the chart with a star. Okay, so we know that she is with a star and she's in the 50s. She was an actress and she's been divorced. Yeah, because like you really need to like be able to tell all of that, right? Okay, so granddaughter. So on this line and has been divorced and has a star. So we're just looking at her right here, right? You gotta be Gwyn. Granddaughter of Elias, mother's name is Roottree, and she was an actress. Maybe we search some more to find out her, who she married to. Gwyn Roottree divorce? By searching for variations of Gwyn Roottree, you come across some mentions of a marriage to Wild Bill Williams. They divorced before the birth of her second child. Okay. Wild Bill Williams. Alright, do we have a Bill? Billy? William? No Williams? There's a bunch of Wilsons. Close, but no. Alright, let's search Wild Bill. Oh, you know what? Let's not give you your own note. Delete that note. Oops, not you. You find some information on a website about old films that are not yet available on VHS. Site is not well organized. Search is broken. Wild Bill Williams was the leading man of some non-notable movies. Oh, he appeared in an adventure movie called Fortune Favors the Grave, which is yet to be released for home audiences. You don't find any additional information about that film. He was known for his good looks and off-screen romances, specifically with blondes. He was married 4 different times to 4 different actresses. There's a famous Hollywood rumor that he even approached Marilyn Monroe at a party and that she was already aware of his reputation. Oh. Did you know Wild Bill grew up in Paris, France? He returned there often. Okay. Let's look up this Fortune Favors the Grave. Okay, so same thing. What type of tabloids do we have? Let's search up Marilyn Monroe. That's Business Watch only. Never mind. Okay, well, Wild Bill, you're gonna be a mystery for now. Alright, Red Roottree. You find information on a website about strange historical facts. Aloysius? Herring Roottree, aka Red, was an appointed judge and a politician who earned his nickname ironically because he was the ambassador to Ireland for only about 6 days. He served what some people contend is the shortest term in history. A few days after he was appointed, he was heard disparaging his position and the Irish people. He then tried to run for state senate. He claimed to be related to the Roottree Candy Company in the newspaper ad, but it came out that the last name was merely a coincidence and he was defeated in a landslide. Interesting. So he's not really, he's a red herring? Oh my gosh, you're kidding me. He's a red herring. Alright, you got me. Game, you got me. Oh, goodness. James Roottree is a singer who sings in the duo Jim and Diamond and his wife Diamond LaRoe. The duo, according to many sources you find, is considered a one-hit wonder due to the disco song Rollin' On Down the City. Sound your evidence folder. Although Jim writes the majority of songs, plays guitar, and often sings, Diamond is considered by fans to be the band's lead singer. The band never had another hit, but has its fans who refer to themselves as Diamond Dazzlers. The rest of their music is more folksy and acoustic than the one song they're known for. Jim and Diamond have continued to release music through the 80s and early 90s. Other albums you find mention are Cherry Tree and Sound of Laughter. Jim has become a bit of a recluse, and he hasn't made a public appearance since 1996. Okay. Let's see. So, James Roottree. Wife is Diamond. And they are singer-songwriters. With musicians. I think I'll probably remember that. Okay. Let's search. Make sure I save that. Oh, you know what? Let's look at what they just gave us. Oh, there it is. Rolling on down the city. Rolling on down to the city. A scene in MMM. Ooh, listen to this song.
We're rolling on down to the city.
All right. Rolling on Down to the City was barely a top 20 hit for a few weeks in 1979. According to the liner notes, it satirizes how a part of society was content to remain indifferent to economic inflation and civil unrest in the Middle East, unless pop culture was tricked them into caring. Somewhat ironically, listeners didn't seem to pay attention to lyrics enough to trick them into caring. Instead, most of its play came from roller discos. Because it was such a product of its time, it doesn't get much play anymore, even on stations that play oldies. Maybe that's why you've never heard of it before. This image is from an auction for a sealed copy. It has a sticker that says, "Only the great-grandson of Elias Roottree could make disco this sweet." Alright, so. Great-grandson. Credited to Peter Janowicz from MMM. Music and lyrics by Jim Roottree, vocals by Jim Roottree and Diamond LaRoe. Jim Roottree is on the notable Roottree list. He'll be marked on the chart with a star. The lyrics of the song contained no clues. I love that they tell you that. Pretty ladies blush and find me so witty. Night of luck tonight, what a pity. We're rolling, rolling, rolling on down to the city. Alright. Let's see. Alright, so he's gonna be notable. He's a great grandson. Great. So he's on this row. Notable. Let's say he's a great grandson, right? Great grandson. No. Son, grandson, great grandson. So he's the only one that it could be, right? Okay. Well, that was a hit. That was a bop. So this is Diamond LaRoe. And this is, oh gosh, what was his name? James. James Roottree. And a remarkable amount of data was created for this game. Yeah. So I was talking to my sister actually about this game, and she was like looking into it, and apparently there's like a web browser version that you can play, and that was like the original, and then they like made it like an actual game. So like I don't know how much of it is in here, but musician. Bum, 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 bum. We've got you. How come there's no picture for Diamond? Oh, here we go. Diamond. They had 2 kids. Okay. That's right? It's gotta be them. Son, grandson, great-grandson. Says there's 11. Interesting. Okay, continuing on the list, we've got Lauren Roottree. Author Lauren Roottree, a distant relative of the Roottree sisters, is known for her book A Life Between Wars. According to a website about famous authors in the early 1960s, Lauren released a few romance novels under her married name, Lauren Rafferty. Okay, it's a little fanfare. When her publisher learned she had been keeping diaries about her famous family, they insisted she release them under her original name, Lauren Roottree, to take advantage of her family's notoriety. The selection of diary entries released in 1965 as A Life Between Wars spans from the untimely death of her husband in World War II to coping with post-war world as a young widow and mother, as well as her perspectives on changing times and society, sociality, oh my gosh, socialites, all the way through the entry into Vietnam. While the content is not considered particularly relevant to modern audiences, it has found new life as an exercise in high school English class to show an evolution in writing style and for a look into life in previous generations. After the success of her diaries, her publisher re-released her romance novels under the name Lauren Roottree. This included Romance in Court, which gained popularity. She followed the re-release up by writing 2 new sequels, creating what fans referred to as the Court Jester series. You find no recent details about Lauren, though she's considered retired. Okay, let's search this Romance in Court. A book by Lauren Roottree, person most famous of a series of 3 books. Same narrator, probably survives the narrator's profession. The 2 other books were called Return to Court and New Romance in Court. Searching for them only online yields few results. The books had some popularity when they were released in the late 60s. Now, 30 years later, not in high demand. Okay. Let's go back to Lauren. Okay. A Life Between Wars. You didn't find any copies or excerpts from A Life Between Wars on Spider Search. You do find that because the diary has been reprinted recently for schools, it is available in a lot of libraries. Public library! Hey! Oh goodness. I have to remember things. Book title. Nope, that's not right. Beck. Lauren Roottree. A Life Between Wars. Published 1965, student edition, or published 1993. Seems you hit the jackpot here. This is a book occasionally taught in schools. Oh goodness, stop with the printing. You even find a hardcover edition for students that has full-page, high-quality pictures in it. A summary of the contents of the book's photos, as well as some particularly relevant entries from the diary, have been added to your evidence. Okay. A Life Between Wars, excerpts from the diaries of a Roottree. So we got Lauren and her husband, Rafferty. Below are notes and observation you made while skimming through Lauren Roottree's diary. pages is on the notable Roottree list in your evidence should be marked by a star. Published in 1965. In 1965, most important events. The loss of her husband Jacob. Okay. While Lauren was pregnant. So she's got a son, Clark. Okay, Lauren Roottree. Husband, was it Jacob? Son, Clark. She was the granddaughter of Elias and Gwyneth on her father's side. Her mother's family was called the Castles, but she hardly ever mentions them. So her father was a Roottree, mother was a Cosell. Her father, who she always referred to as Pop, was a head lawyer for the Roottree Candy Company and helped write a legal document called the Clancid Trust. Okay, so father was a Roottree and he was a lawyer. I can spell, promise. It's clear from context that the Rootrees have internal shorthand names for the different generations of their family. Lauren uses them often. So 5-piece is the first generation of children by Gwyneth and Elias. Lauren's father was in this generation. Next generation is Lauren's generation. And then the Free Spirits generation after Lauren's, including her son. Okay, cool. So we've got the 5-piece, which are, let me guess, there's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then her generation, I'm guessing that's going to be her, but let's double check. Yeah, no, there's stars over here. Oh wait, there's a star. Oh goodness. Which one are you? They both have a kid. Uh-oh. Alrighty. This song is loud. An entry entitled Complaints from Lauren Rootree's Diary, written in 1953. This entry seems to focus specifically on one of Lauren's family members, Gwyn, who was on the notable Rootrees list. It seems everyone has something to complain about. Gwyn is an only child, complained of loneliness. I told her that being expected to watch after 3 younger brothers didn't feel like a blessing, but it fell on deaf ears. Ooh, younger brothers. Okay. So, 3 younger brothers, that's her. This is her. This is Lauren. Lauren Roottree. Did it say, was she a writer? She's technically a writer, yeah. Oh. Not a screenwriter. Author? Yeah. Do we have any pictures of her? Yes, there she is. Okay, and this is her husband. Named Jacob Rafferty. Wait, is that right? Wait a second. So Gwyn goes here? Is that Gwyn? We haven't done Gwyn yet, right? I don't know, am I jumping to conclusions with that? Maybe? Wait, yeah, because this is Gwyn. Never mind. Or is it? Wait. Oh my gosh. Why didn't I put a name? Yes, this is Gwyn Roottree. Why didn't I not put her name? Gwyn Roottree. Oh. These entries are correct and have been locked. James, Lauren, and Gwyn. And we got Diamond LaRoe, Jacob Rafferty. Booyah. Oh, hello, welcome back.
You're on a roll. I'll try to keep that momentum going. Carl's office was a mess, thanks to some burst pipes. But I unearthed a photo from a 1970s Roottree reunion. I also found some important-looking papers. You've traced 9 blood relatives so far. I'll have more to share after you find 9 more.
Okay, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, their son was Clark, right? Yeah, son Clark. Clark Rafferty. So, oh yeah, because her married name, yeah. Okay, right. I was just confusing myself. So we've got one more name on the list of the famous, or not famous, but the notables. So Miracle Jr. So from process of elimination, we know that this is Miracle Jr. So I would assume then that this is Miracle the Third. Yes, Miracle the Third, which makes which one is Miracle? I'm gonna guess this one, and I can change it later. Miracle Roottree, sure. Okay. Back to what were we looking at? We were looking at these. Okay. During the summer where I went to stay with her and Aunt Margot, I hoped she would be the sister I never had and that I'd do the same for her. I even tried to dye my hair blonde to fit in with the two of them. What a mess. But she just complained. To her, I was the lucky cousin. Okay, Aunt Margot. So Gwyn's mother's name's Margot? We're just gonna put her under spouse for now. Margolite? But she's a Roottree. I spelled it wrong, didn't I? Margot. I'm just gonna put it there for now. But she just complained to her I was a lucky cousin. Now she's off living the glamorous life while I'm stuck here with Clark. I must admit, seeing her everywhere contributes to my unhappiness. Her visage stares at me even now from my coffee table. She gets to be in Starlet and tell tales of how she gallivants around the world, kissing the likes of Harrison Lane and Wild Bill Williams. She's the first Roottree woman to be anything other than a housewife, and I'm jealous. If I were not a single mother, could I make my own way in this world? But I'm off topic. A girl with all the luck in the world was jealous of me, and now, though I have been undoubtedly burdened by terrible tragedy, I am also lucky to be born into a family that can support me for eternity. I can raise a child without worry, unlike countless other widows. If any of them were to hear me complaining, they would rightfully scoff, just like I do at Gwen. Oh goodness, so many more. An entry entitled Dynasty from Lauren Rootree's diary, written in 1958, focuses on the day her grandfather, Elias, announced he would step down as president of the Roottree Candy Company in the meeting to determine his successor. I wish I had been a fly on the wall today. Clancy told me that everyone got quite heated. Granddad was furious none of his sons would take over as president. But that's what he gets for holding onto it so long. With architects, preachers, and lawyers, nobody's got time for candy. So with the 5 pieces refusing to step up, it came to us, down to us next gens. Pop argued at length that the company should stay with our branch of the family, since we still have the Roottree name. I'm not even sure Clancy would have wanted it, but he's the one who was volunteered. Instead, it ended up going to Zach, even though his surname doesn't match the candy. He's the firstborn son of the firstborn 5-piece. I'm not sure how that's relevant to running a company, but Granddad had always had had very particular views when it came to his bloodline. I asked Clancy if it ever came up that a woman could take over. After all, Angie's older than Zach, and I'm next oldest of us all, but he just laughed. I will never forget the cuss words Pop used when he told Ma it wouldn't go to us. Mother, ever the quick-witted, at least with catty remarks, countered back. Maybe they wanted it to go to the only member of the family who looks like he samples the product. Oh, burn. Okay. So, what did we learn? Went to Zach. His surname doesn't match. But he's the firstborn son of the firstborn. So he's one of them, and they're Rootrees. Okay. So, do we think that Elias would have named his son Elias Jr.? Just like spitballing? I would assume so. And that doesn't mean that he's the firstborn of him, right? So one of these is Zach. Angie's older than Zach. Who is Angie? Angelica Morton. Maybe it goes by a different name. Who are the female Rootrees? Candy Roottree. Oh my gosh, that name. Alright. Well, anyways, let's move on to the next one. Where were we? An entry entitled Sam from Lauren Rootree's diary, written in 1963. From a previous entry, you learned that Elias Roottree had given in to his wife and announced that Sam, an obscure relative, was to be included in family gatherings. Gwyneth had been pushing to include Sam for quite some time, Lauren writes. Why Sam? I have many distant relatives I've never met, after all. After all, Granny had sisters and Granddad had a brother or two, but I was told, trim their branches from the family tree. So why is Sam special? Nothing adds up, and I'm not the only one to realize. Angie summoned all the next gens to a secret meeting in Zach's office. Gwyn's in Paris, but the rest of us, including Miracle's boys, spent ages trying to unravel the mystery. I didn't recognize Sam at Uncle Junior's wedding to Patsy last year. Oh my goodness. What? I didn't recognize Sam at Uncle Junior's wedding to Patsy last year. At the reception, when I asked who Sam was, Pop shushed me and said it was complicated. Clancy swore he saw Sam working alongside the farm hands, E.C. and John, and when he used to drive past the old Anderson farm on his way to work. Upon hearing that, Zach checked the records and managed to confirm all three are on the books. Eli, Miracle's youngest, not my brother. So she's got a brother named Eli, and Miracle's youngest is named Eli. So we think that Miracle is over here? Yeah, because the junior. So this is Eli? Oh goodness. Which one? Oh goodness. Anyways, chimed in. Apparently, when he was riding his mini bike alongside the farm a few weeks ago, Sam gave him some old tools and taught him how to make the bike's engine faster. None of us think that proper for a multitude of reasons, but Eli certainly seems thrilled. At the end of the day, nothing explains why an outsider has cozied into family affairs, especially one who works on the farm of all places. Whatever happened to blood is thicker than syrup? Why is Granddad making an exception now? Oh. One of the final entries called Clark from Lauren Rootree's diary. Clark's getting married, and in my opinion, far too young. He's barely 18, and Danielle isn't much older. But openly confronting them would make me a hypocrite. After all, Jacob and I got married at 16. Like the rest of his generation, is a free spirit. What else do you call a group of kids growing up with more money than any one person can spend? They all aspire to be musicians and artists and dancers. Sam isn't a Fairchild. Maybe. And dancers and all sorts of nonsense. The only one who has any discipline is Carl, but that's because Pop forced Clancy to send him to the academy. Clancy is one of the kids who's got a son named Carl. Okay. Maybe I'm just getting old, but our generation was never so bad. My brothers all seemed to pursue paths of knowledge, and the most rebellious thing any of us ever did was bring home someone who would be illegal to marry if we lived anywhere south of Pennsylvania. Pop seems to have gotten over it because Edward is set to take over his department once he retires. Okay, do we need to fill in anything for that? Danielle is Clark's wife, so let's not close that. Let's just open this. Clark is her son, and Danielle, Miss Danielle Franks. The author's son, right? Yeah, because the diary. Wow, he's got splits going on. I don't know, does this seem right? I don't know. I mean, we'll see. And as for me, my first published book, Swashbuckle My Heart, is based on the pirate stories I used to invent with Jacob when we were walking in the woods after school. I think he'd be proud that Clark and I are carrying on his name. Even my cousins are doing well. Zach's not a bad president after all, and his sister seems to be doing a good job of raising her twins. Gwen is Gwen, but at least she came out of the doors with her head held high. She even told us she might come home next year so we can meet her kids. But the free spirits, in any other family, they'd all end up in the streets, even Clark. Huh. Okay. So Zach was the firstborn son of the firstborn Roottree, and he's got a sister who's got twins. So you're Zach. You're Zach. Oh, and they were saying his name wasn't the same. So you're a female. You're a male. Morden. Let's see. Oh goodness, I'm doing mental gymnastics here right now. Are there any other Mordens? James? There's a lot of Mordens. What about Wilson? Zach, Steven, and Jason, and Jem. Oh goodness. It's either Zachariah or Zach. Okay. And his sister has the same last name? It's probably the Morden name then, right? Because Wilson, unless Jem. No, because that wouldn't work, right? Because their last names would be different. Yeah, so never mind, this is moot. Unless I was... Yeah, we've got an extra man. Angelica, Caroline, Gwendolyn. Interesting. Oh wait, they both have 2 kids. Oh my gosh. Okay, we just know one of these is Zach. And one of them is... Who did they say? His sister. They don't say. Okay. Gwen is Gwen. Came out of the divorce. Gwen's got a divorce, right? Yes. From Wild Bill, and we still haven't figured out his actual name, did we? Okay, well, let's look at pictures then. The photo has a note attached from your employer. Here's a bonus. When I pulled the water damaged picture of the free spirits out of the frame, this fell out too. Written on the back of the photo is, couldn't make the reunion, wishing you well from Paris, Gwen and the boys. Oh, it's Gwen and her sons in Paris. Isn't that where they said their dad typically were? Okay, so we've got a second picture of Gwen and her sons. I'm gonna say he looks older, so we're just gonna go with that, and we can switch him if we need to. Okay. Let's go with this one next. This one's fun looking. Lauren's diary contains some labeled pictures. This is the 5 pieces. Caption: this picture was famous in our house. Pop even had it framed. That's him on the left. It was taken in 1935 to celebrate the move to the new warehouse that Eli Jr. designed. Angie and I both wanted to be in the photo since Miracle was in it, and the 3 of us were all about the same age. We were told only the 5 pieces, which really didn't go over well, to say the least. Eventually, I supposed to stop the tantrums. They posed us in front of the cameraman with Mr. Morden, who was there with Aunt Gwendolyn. I found out years later that they never even took a second photo. Oh, goodness. Okay. So, this is Miracle then. And he's like way over here. Boom. Miracle. I don't know what he was, though. And Angie and I both wanted to be in the picture. Who's writing this? Oh, Lauren's diary. Okay, so Lauren... him on the left. So that's Lauren's dad. Lauren's pup. Boop. Don't know his name yet. Okay, now we don't know who Angie is, but she was there. So, Eli Jr. It's gotta be him. And then the two sisters. Okay, we know one of them was there with Aunt Gwendolyn. Margolite. Okay, we got blondes going. I'm guessing this is Margolite then. We're just gonna placeholder her there. Elias Jr. is gonna be him then. And then that leaves you. Can I assume that that is Aunt Gwendolyn? Yeah, let's just make that assumption that that's Aunt Gwendolyn. Dear Gwendolyn Roottree. I'm gonna go with housewife because I think they said everybody up until now was, which means you are also housewife. All right, Scott. Sleep well. Thanks for hanging out. Okay, let's take a look at more pictures. This photo has a note attached from your employer. Every 20 years or so, the Rootrees would hold a big reunion and recreate an old family photo. This is the one from the 70s, and Carl's the teenager in the middle. Oh, so him? Sorry about the water damage. A pipe burst in Carl's office. On the back of the note, in childish print writing, it says November. Okay, so Carl's the teen in the middle. Carl is him. Carl. Yeah, that actually looks like him. Nice. It says November. There are also a large number of cursive signatures. They include Bonnie, next president Guy Hudson, Ernie Jr., Caroline, Gwyneth M., Gwendolyn, Miracle Jr., Jim Roottree, Clark, Carl, and Eli M. Okay, so that's all of them. Oh goodness. Okay, that's a lot of names. Gwendolyn. Do we already have a picture for Gwendolyn? I think we do. Well, we have... Okay, so they're next gens, right? Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Interesting. And then November makes 12? I'm guessing this is November. Okay. I have no idea what to do with this information. Oh wait, they're all the free spirits, so they're these ones down here. Right? This is next gen. These are the free spirits. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, and they weren't able to make it to the picture is what they told us before. Okay, so one of them is Miracle the Third. Do we have his picture? Miracle Jr. Okay, he's in here somewhere. Where is Miracle Jr.? Do we know what? We know what. Oh, we knew what Miracle looked like as a kid. All right, that's not gonna help. Okay. Let's see a different picture. Lauren's diary contains some labeled pictures. This is the next gen. An attempt to recapture the spirit of the 5-piece photo with our generation. For old time's sake, we gathered on the warehouse floor. I wanted Eli to stand all the way to the left, since to me he looked a lot like Pop did in the old one. But I was outvoted by my brothers. They insisted the 4 of us stand together, and so we clumped up in the middle and let everyone filter in behind and in front of us. The only one too good to make an appearance was Gwen. Grandma insisted we included Sam, even if we didn't want to. None of us understood why, including Sam. I also didn't think it fair Miracle made it in, since he's technically a 5-piece. I guess my inner child still holds a grudge, even after all these years. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I mean, if I had to guess, this is probably Miracle. Let's see. Why did Eli stand all the way to the left? So, what did your father look like in that picture? Do we know? Okay, that was her father. And so I'm guessing that's one of her brothers. I'm gonna go with him. So that's Eli. Her brother Eli, not to be confused with her cousin. One of the other Eli's is Rootrees. I think Miracle's son. Oh my gosh, there's so much information. Okay. We'll come back to this one. What do we got here? Roottree sisters and their parents died. After some time, they returned with a new photo. Okay, after 9 more. Okay, so that's just client stuff. What's this? And this photo was tucked inside an envelope with a letter beneath a candle in the corner of his office. The letter says, "To Carl and Brenda, I'm sorry that you were unable to attend the funeral. It's tradition to have it as soon as possible. And Ernie, more than anyone else on Earth, knew how busy your job can be. I've enclosed a Shiba candle identical to ours if you'd like to pay your respects, though it's not expected for those outside of faith to do so. Ernie was a man full of love, not only for his family, but for his family's legacy. He had an immense amount of pride for the work you three did together, as well as how Carl has carried on for him after taking over. So, Ernie was the 4th president? As for myself, it is impossible to express my gratitude enough for rescuing us from the panic and burden of endless bills. Though we caught it too late for him to get on the donor list, the company took care of us beyond our wildest expectations. It went unsaid at the time, but Ernie and I knew it had to have been Carl that convinced the trust, and that it was no coincidence that it happened shortly after your visit, Brenda. Up until the end, Ernie and I had to stay strong, especially for Nicole's sake. We could never have done that without the two of you fighting for us. Much love, Debbie. Okay, so this is Debbie and this is Nicole. Do I want to click on their pictures just yet, though? I have no idea where they go. Somebody with 1 kid. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be in here. Yeah, because I got 2, 3, 2, 2. And then we know this is Eli and then Miracle Jr., so that's not. Can we maybe guess who Miracle Jr. is in this one? I'm gonna guess it's the little kid. Or not, yeah. Which would make you Dad. Let's see if that works. I'm actually gonna switch this to... Now we'll keep that one. I have no idea what he does. This was buried under a ton of other mail that Carl left in his inbox. It had a handwritten note attached to that seemed personal. It is a flyer about a candidate for local office, Stephanie Jones. On the back is an excerpt from a newspaper article from the Butler County Times about her campaign. Stephanie may have grown up in an unconventional family, to say the least, but in her words, it was still full of love, and now, 22 years later, with a baby of her own due around Christmas, her message for voters is simply, love is our future. The handwritten note says, Carl, I know we don't see eye to eye when it comes to the candy company, but if you could talk to your girls about putting out a statement supporting Stephanie, she could use the publicity your daughters bring. Don't let our conflicts spread to the next generation. CM. Okay, Carl's generation with a CM. You've got, is this Carl's generation? The Free Spirits, yeah. Alright, CM. I'm gonna guess that's Clark. But yeah, I have no idea. Hudson. Fancy Flavors went in addition to the 5-piece product line for less than a year in 1979. It was Guy Hudson's first and historically most cited move as president of Roottree. In an attempt to cater more towards what he thought the average person wanted, Guy looked at his own wealth, which was often a source of envy for others, and decided to tap into the idea that if they added fancy flavors to 5-piece, anyone could live like the wealthy. This philosophy led to a flavor in 5-piece that was meant to mimic caviar. 5 pieces sold less that year than it had in any other year, except in some foreign markets. It was very quickly announced that caviar was meant to be a limited flavor and would go back to normal as soon as possible. Okay, so Guy Hudson he is one of the presidents. 1979. Yeah, I don't think I would like that flavor. Alright, who else we got? Did we search Miracle Jr. yet? Miracle Jr. doesn't go by his full name in promotional materials. Instead, he has shortened it to Miracle Jr. Is a televangelist who is part of the Miracle Network. He used to have a show that aired on local access across many stations in the Northeast United States. Okay, he's a televangelist, huh? Okay. So he's a preacher? According to a website called Clergy Watch, he was exposed and subsequently charged with conspiracy to defraud the public in 1979 when he claimed to heal someone in a wheelchair. A news expose revealed it was his wife, Edith's sister, in disguise. Oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness. He has since lost his television show and instead goes on tour across the southern United States where he was not well known before the scandal. Okay. Oh, my goodness. So his wife's Edith. Edith Jacobson? Okay. Alright, let's see if we can find anything about Clergy Watch. No, it's the same. Okay. Let's see. Let's look up Edith. Edith Jacobson. Was it Sen or Sun? You find a link that seems to be a partial and corrupted list of archived articles from the Butler County Times. The article is cut off, but it mentions Edith Jacobson and an arrest. You might be able to find it elsewhere. Okay. Not Business Watch. Butler County Times. Butler County is located outside of Pittsburgh. A video game called The Roottrees Are Dead was once set in Butler County. Interesting. A game within a game. Okay, so now we can check periodicals for Edith Jacobson. There's a crime blotter article about Edith Jacobson that also mentions Helen Roottree and Lucinda Jacobson. In 1971, when she was 18, Edith and her sister Lucinda were arrested for trespassing at the Miracles Congregation Church in Butler County. They were pretending to be church employees in an attempt to get into the room where the church houses their weekly tithings. The church didn't press charges. They were caught by Helen Roottree, who was there at the time while her husband Miracle was away preaching. Helen Roottree was quoted as saying, "Jesus forgives, and so do we. The Lord works in mysterious ways, and I'm confident He has brought these young women to us for a greater purpose." Okay, so Helen is Helen Lennon. Okay. Lucinda is her sister. I don't think we need to know that. what next? We already looked up Roottree. Let's look up Margolite. Okay. There's gotta be like some article, like dun, 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 Hollywood rumors. Hmm. Times march onward. Okay. Times March Onward is a soap opera. It was the first credited role. It was only 7 at the time. According to your search, shows has been on the air for 22 years. Oh my goodness. This is long. Fascinating as all this is, none of it seems related to the Rootrees. Yeah, didn't think so. How about Brother Trouble? 1989 sitcom about two 16-year-old brothers, the same age, one adopted, played by Tommy Mark Sheridan and Dustin Christopher Baker. Their single mother, played by stand-up Penelope Tessa Green, often had to navigate her job as a magazine columnist as well as the troubles that come with raising two boys who are extremely competitive in sports, academics, and even romantic pursuit of their next-door neighbor, Roxy. The showrunner was small-screen director Ron Roottree. Ooh, Ron, hello. Show had strong ratings through the entirety of season 1, rocketing both Sheridan and Baker to instant stardom, mostly among teenage girls demographic. However, it was canceled in 1991, midway through the second season, due to a significant drop-off in ratings. Okay, Ron Roottree is the director. Excuse me. Let's look up Penelope. Retired comedian. A result for the Laugh Lounge, a club in Reno that claims Penelope got her stand-up start and first did her famously raunchy breast milk cheese routine in the 80s before she was a TV star on Brother Trouble. The site claims she retired for the birth of her first child, but still makes yearly appearances for fundraisers doing more family-friendly material. You find a picture labeled Joke-O-Lantern 1997, as well as a different picture labeled Jack watching one of his mother's charity sets 1994. Okay. Penelope Tessa Green. Who's that? Jack watching one of his mother's charity sets. I am so confused. Alrighty. musicians, artists, dancers. So Clancy is one of her brothers. Oops, this one. Clancy. So Clancy is the father of Carl. Clancy, oh goodness. Are you Clancy Jr.? So you're Clancy Edward? Somebody was a lawyer. So her father was the lawyer. Lauren's father. Was a lawyer. Oh, yay! Well done. These 3 entries are correct and have been locked in. Miracle Jr., Margolite, Roottree, and Clancy Edward Roottree. Sweet. Oh, and we got a bunch of other lock-ins. Nice. Okay. So, she's not right. He's not right. Oh, we don't have an occupation for him. She's right. He's not right. Oh, we don't have an occupation. Okay. So, who are you? There's something about like the 5-piece. Ad mentions that the current 5 flavors are not the same as back then. What even is an elderberry anyways? What? Alright, let's look up what 5-piece are. Okay. Maybe 5 pieces. Oh, Teen Blast. You know what? I haven't searched this. Magazine aimed at teenage girls. Their website has a news section that offers condolences for the loss of the Roottree sisters. Fashion line was often covered by her magazine. Marina Roottree first appeared on the cover on her 16th birthday. Neat. I wonder if Teen Blast would have anything about Wild Bill. Okay. Five pieces. From marketing materials and various candy history sites, you learn that 5-piece are the iconic candy sold at Roottree Candy Company. They are no longer the company's only popular product. They still sell well. Shape of a maple leaf. Although they usually have one flavor that looks more like a berry. As tastes have changed over the years, so have the 5 flavors, but the shape and combination with maple have remained consistent. There's also a history of print advertising website that claims to have a 5-piece advertisement scanned from a book called The Sweet History of Candy Volume 2 by Charles Lee. Unfortunately, when you click through the website, it seems like all of their image links are broken. Okay, so Charles Lee, copy, library. This is part of a book series about all things candy in the modern world that starts in 1925, continues onward to chronicle the rise of mass production global distribution. Book ends with a look into the future of candy as envisioned by experts in 1985. With the addition of hindsight, you can clearly see they got pretty much everything wrong. It includes some print advertisements. You find a newspaper ad for the 5-piece from the 1930s. Where you at? Okay. You found this advertisement in The Sweet History of Candy, Volume 2 by Charles Lee. It's from 1928, 6 years after the debut of 5-piece. States that the flavors are inspired by their children, and the order is grape, elderberry, cinnamon extract, melon, and the newest flavor, miracle berry. Okay. So GECEMM. Oh, interesting. I think I have these two swapped. Gwendolyn's the oldest. If I'm reading this properly, GE, because we've got Clancy Edward, MM. Okay. Yeah, so Gwendolyn's the oldest. Wish I could just swap them pretty easily, but Gwendolyn and Elias Jr. You're not a housewife. What are you? Okay. Nancy Edwards. Okay, okay. So these are all the ones that still have stuff going on that we need to look at. Second cousin Ernie. He just become the president of Roottree. Second cousin Ernie. Yeah, I have no idea. Alright, notable Rootrees. What do you have left? It says there's 6 things going on. Let's search Harrison Lane. You find some information on the website about old films. Harrison Lane was a television actor with a major role in Guys Like Us and some other films. Western Frontiers. Let's see. No, it's a dead end. Okay. Alright. I feel like Tommy Mark Sheridan we need to know something else about, but maybe not. We looked at Brother Trouble. You know, we didn't really search for Diamond, did we? Jim and Diamond. we're in the wrong thing. What was her name anyways? Diamond LaRoe. Let's see. James Roottree is a singer who sings in the duo Jim and Diamond with his wife. Rolling on down the city we have. Okay, this is just the same stuff. Okay. Let's look up Cherry Tree. Sound of Laughter. An album by Jim and Diamond released in 1989. You can't even find a picture of the cover. It doesn't appear to have been very successful. Some basic liner notes exist on a Jim Roottree fan page, and it states that the lyrics and guitar are credited to Jim Roottree and the vocals to Diamond LaRoe. Okay. Diamond's Dazzlers. The name of the official fan club for Jim and Diamond. You find a forum post called Cool Things You Got in the Mail on random forum about video games. One reply mentions that Jim and Diamond still send out a Christmas card every year to Diamond's Dazzlers. It's accompanied by some pictures as well as some history about the fan club. Apparently, even though it is no longer available to join, Jim and Diamond still honor it themselves personally. There's a fierce debate in the subsequent posts about whether that's cool or pathetic. Among the pictures of Christmas cards from over the years, only one is relevant. The card from 1996 included pictures of Jim and Diamond's young son Wolf, as well as a note about his daughter's band, the Floozies. That picture has been added to your evidence. Okay. Jim and Diamond's son, Wolf. And then the Floozies. All-female punk band operating out of New York City. They're mentioning it passing in an online review from earlier this year. Their opening act for a band the reviewer actually came to see. The reviewer writes that she normally doesn't review the opening act, but this one was unusual, and not because of the music, which she described as loud, fast, and repetitive, but not in the good way. The trio was extremely cagey about their identities. The reviewer asked the venue who they were, and she was told they were rumored to be the children of other famous musicians and didn't want to be that to be why they became popular. The reviewer also mentioned that for an underground and unknown band with absolutely no following, their equipment was all extremely expensive, and not only were they selling CDs, but they only cost $1. They probably were losing a fortune. The reviewer said, although she bought a copy, she would be unlikely to ever listen to any of it again, except maybe Beef Baby, the 7th track. There's no picture of the Floozies performing live, but the cover from the CD they were selling, Conquistador, has been added to your evidence. Yeah, Beef Baby. Let's find that. Sung by the Floozies. You can't actually find anything about it anywhere, but the name like that, it's not hard to speculate on the subject matter, isn't it? Could be a euphemism or about a newborn cow. Perhaps the Floozies are holding a grudge against a toddler. It certainly piques your curiosity, if only you have the time or resources to look into it further. Okay. So, this is Wolf. And he appears to be a student. Probably K through 12. And then guitar, vocals, Candy. Oh, we have a Candy Roottree, don't we? She's a musician. These 3 entries are correct and have been locked. Nice. No additional ones. Okay. So we're up to 15.
It's time for your headlines. Once an hour, every hour, on the 45. It's a bizarre development to an already tragic tale. In the wake of the accident that took his life, some of Carl Roottree's belongings have apparently gone missing. Most notably, a framed photo of the Roottree family from the mid-1970s that Carl had on his office wall. We interviewed a local psychologist about who would do such a thing and why. For that article, search online for WRTD News. Again, that's WRTD.
Well, I guess I better search WRTD News. Is your local investigative jazz radio station. During their new segments, they've been talking about the plane crash. And they're talking about the picture taken, which, yeah, it's kind of in our possession now. There wasn't a break-in. Someone with the key to the office took the picture. Someone close to the family who's aware of the photo's history and wanted to save it. Psychologist, however, also goes on to posit the culprit had an alternate agenda, specifically because nobody in the family has come forward to say they have it in their possession. A comment below the article says, "Don't believe their lies, this is just another instance of the Roottree curse being a real, true thing. I bet you Carl was murdered and the picture had evidence on it." Well, what's the Roottree curse? There's a long, rambling conspiracy website with very small, very red text on a black background that says that the Rootrees are cursed. It has been very recently updated to the following. Important update. With Carl and Brenda and their girls, that makes 5 new deaths. Not only that, but 3 of the 5 presidents of the Roottree company have died mysteriously. They say Guy's car was hit by a drunk driver in 1982, but nobody was arrested. Then Ernie Madsen Jr. stepped down. Was he poisoned? Now, just this week, Carl died in a plane crash. This cannot be a coincidence. There's another entry that claims if you connect the dots in the patterns of the 5-piece wrapper, it creates a Mayan ruby skull, secret message meant to subliminally scare people away. The post before that has a link to a site that talks about how Earth has 4 corners simultaneously 4 times. Wait, what? Okay. An entry from a few months ago claims that the owner of the site received an email from Chris Raff 75 prodigy.us asking him to take down his site with faked proof that Ernie Madsen Jr. actually had a heart condition and wasn't poisoned. The owner claims that although the proof looks quite credible, he knows that the proof was fake because he's an expert at creating fake evidence. The first entry is from 1996 and has a blurry picture of the Roottree Candy Company factory, seemingly taken by the website's author from behind a fence and through some trees. It seems that Operation R229 is real. I witnessed a helicopter land on February 29, 1996. The website footer says all images and idea by Thomas Overwood. Okay, so it gives you the rundown. Thomas Overwood, huh? Chris Rath. Let's search the company factory. Nothing. Mixed in with recent news of the plane crash, there are a lot of results for Rootree's extremely popular candy products. Their official website is unstable. However, you find a direct link to the history section that manages to work momentarily. The Roottree Candy Company was founded by Elias Roottree shortly after he married his wife Gwyneth, whose family owned a small farm called the Anderson Maple Farm. For reasons that aren't explained on the page, it has no CEO and no stockholders. Instead, it's run by a president with input and votes from extended family. The site does mention that every president has been a direct descendant of Elias and Gwyneth, including Carl Roottree, who despite his death is listed as the current president. The product that puts them on the map were 5-piece maple candies with 5 different flavors that are dipped in crispy, crackly candy coating. Since then, they've branched out to countless other products, all of which incorporate maple in some way. Yes. Sister company similarly titled Root Dot specializes in children's clothing. The Roottree Sisters. Okay. Did we search the Anderson Maple Farm? Find some information on the website for the first Anderson Maple Farm. There are a few pictures, including a famous picture of Elias and Gwyneth. That photo's added to your evidence. Wait. So, we've already got that one. Okay. Let's go back to the picture evidence. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, one of these is Elias, and he's also potentially Elias. So many Eliases. So many Eliases. What's MMM? An abbreviation for Modern Music Monthly, a magazine from the 40s and early 80s, went out of business due to high competition. Okay, so let's look up Diamond. Article from 1968. Find a small section focusing on young upcoming talent that Modern Music Monthly predicts will make it big. The LaRose sisters got their start doing session work for their great uncle's record label. If you remember any songs from 1960 to 1965 that featured the voices of kids, they were probably involved. Back then, they were credited as the Lucky LaRuse. Now that he's passed, they've moved on to bigger and better ventures and are going by their full names. Diamond and Jane have been touring with some famous faces. Ever heard of the Rootrees? They're looking to release an album sometime in the next year. The youngest, Kim, is about to step into a prominent role on Broadway, taking over for one of the children in Oliver. The Lucky LaRuse indeed. Okay. And then, is it James? Yeah, James Roottree. Jim? A review and interview from 1979 titled "A Reluctant Hitmaker, Jim Goes Into His First Band." A few years ago, Diamond and I were in C&J and J&D with my cousin and his ex. Clark never knew his father, so our grandpop insisted that he spend time with my dad and me. Okay. So Clark this is Clark because his father died at war, so he was also a musician, possibly. Diamond and Jane, on the other hand, are actually sisters. Four of us had a sort of cutesy family band thing going on. When Diamond walked in on Clark, whoa, excuse me? The only thing Clark and I had in common was music, but even then, we never agreed on what it should be. He was always more interested in catchy tunes, something you hum a week later. I've been told Roland is like that, but that wasn't my goal. When he called me up and said he liked it, I took it as a sign I was going in the wrong direction musically. That made him laugh. But I'm trying to make art. I don't mind saying any of this because he'd agree. For most of the decade he was a mess, but he's a lot happier now. He started rap tunes, and he's a much better jingle writer and then songwriter. One of the benefits of our famous family is a massive company willing to be a client. That's also how my father was connected to Roottree. All of his old ad campaigns were hung on the walls over the record player, but I was never interested. I just went straight for the music. I guess Clark was paying more attention. Oh, wait, so he was a jingle writer. So maybe not a musician? And we'll just leave it at musician. Okay, but that's crazy, man. Wait, so... Diamond and Jane, so Jane... was here? Jane LaRoe? C&J and J&D. A band called C&J and J&D released one single called These Times. Alright, someone with the username Diehard Dazzler scanned the cover and noted that it cost him over $200 at auction. Apparently, this was Jim Roottree and Diamond LaRoe's first song together. He also mentions that it was performed with Jim's cousin and Diamond's sister, and that it was only somewhat similar to Jim and Diamond's later work. You can't find anything else on Diehard Dazzler, the band, or the single, so all that's left to do is add the scan to your evidence. After a blazing fast 35-minute download, the track is also available. Oh my goodness. That's hilarious. Where are you? Alright, we gotta listen to this. These Times is an old single from folk group C&J and J&D. You have a scan album.
Life, love shall be me for you.
Oh, JD, CJ.
Someday will come, though, that this tree will be the last of what was we.
JD?
With passing years, all paths diverge, rivers rambling, onward surge. One source behind old memories would find their ways to different seas. Someday these times will all be over.
And CJ. It's a bad picture of him, but we're gonna go with it.
So take my hand beneath the tree.
That's her.
And carve your name with me.
Media mogul?
These times are ours for free.
Advertising.
We'll tell
Yeah, jingles, right? And the advertising.
stories older, dwell on warmth, ignore the colder. Probably yearn for what could be, rose tinted by youth's memory. So
Okay, music and lyrics by Clark Rafferty and Jim Roottree. Backup vocals by the LaRues.
For now, ignore fate's destiny. Two roads that cross once at this tree.
maybe he's a writer.
Someday these times will all be over. All be over. Dew dries on the morning clover. So take
We'll just leave it at advertising.
and carve your name with me. These times are ours for free. Someday these times will all be over. The dew dries on the morning clover. So take my
It's cute. It's like definitely a 70s song.
and carve your name with me. These times are ours for free.
Alright. Once the song is over, yeah, there we go. I think I'm gonna call it here for tonight. But we got quite a bit done. We are at 15-ish. We'll see how good we've got some of the other ones going. But thank you guys so much for hanging out and bearing with me as we died so quickly in Go Wayback and switched over to the Roottrees Are Dead. And I will be continuing this later this week. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.